Yo! What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Karu.
And this is Daredevil, Born Again, Season 1, Episode 4.
Hell yeah.
I like that I can say Season 1 because they finished shooting Season 2 already. So we know we're getting another season of this, which is just awesome from Disney+.
Absolutely. And people were so mad. They're like, this is Season 4. Why didn't you watch the first 3 seasons? And I'm like, but it's not Season 4.
Different show.
No, it's a different
show.
Different show.
And you know
I'm very
what?
much enjoying.
It's been pretty good so far.
Yeah.
But we got a crazy twist at the end of last week's episode, so let's find out what the follow-up is here. Because Hector Ayala has passed. When we recorded that reaction, we just wanted to say we did not know that the actor had passed away. And very sad to hear that, given he was so incredible in the show.
I know.
And seemed like just a wonderful actor. So, you know, we understand now what the rest in peace was for.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, man. Finishing that episode in the way that it did, and then
finding out,
was
wow, okay, yeah, it was a little rough. It was a little rough, but he was incredible, and you know what leaving art behind, I think, is just a beautiful thing. Yeah,
genuinely. With that having been said, if you would like the full interaction of this episode, you can go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But if you don't want that, that's fine. Stay here, because this video is about to begin.
An NYPD cop is dead. And anytime that happens, a big machine gets turned.
You think that was the guy in the Punisher outfit?
Could be, yeah.
They just seem to really focus him, but he didn't have any lines.
Yeah.
I love convenient New York street lighting.
Makes for great television.
Letting us see that.
I would have taken the necklace, though.
Yeah.
Seems useful.
Jesus. Although it might be one of those things where, like, if you put it on and you're not the White Tiger, it kills you.
Go kill shot at extreme close range and no one found the casing.
Hey, it's not on the body. It's not my problem.
Yeah, not my job.
I want to see my uncle.
Fuck.
They killed him, didn't they?
We don't know. We don't know that, Angela.
Come on.
Why would anyone else do it?
That someone will find his killer, okay? We have to believe it.
Damn. She's great.
Yeah.
Just a great scene from, like, a kid actress. Vigilante justice is one thing, but, like, if you throw people in front of a train, you're really just making, like, a poor train conductor have to have the, like, moral consequences of that on their soul.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
That might not be what that guy is doing there.
No, that is an interesting point, though. Until, like, trains are, like, 100% automated, it's like, well, someone
Even
had
then,
to go
still
through
don't throw
that.
people in front of trains.
Sure. Yeah, don't throw people in front of trains.
In general, I'm against murder.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're gonna murder, don't bring someone else into it. I guess those are murders. I'm a real Ned Stark guy. If you're gonna do it yourself.
There you go. Yeah.
I found my line.
I'm proud of you.
Sleep on the train, take a shower, go to work, and do it all over again.
What kind of normal routine is that? No.
Yeah, okay, come on. We're going.
I love that the biggest liability Fisk has is this guy trying to impress this woman.
Yeah.
Staten Island Ferry.
Okay, bye, Grandpa.
Oh, yeah, no shit, he's gotta go home. He's fucking from Staten Island. He's got like 2 hours till he's gonna be at his house.
Oh.
Maybe he lives right by the ferry, but like he's still got a ways home.
If you say so.
Hey. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Given his hearing, I'm surprised he actually has to raise the phone to his ear.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have to.
Oh, yeah.
It just, like, feels more private, I guess.
Tell me about Adam.
You're asking for details?
No, what you were feeling. Why him?
It was his hands.
I don't know that this is helpful.
What world is that? Politics?
Business.
Yeah.
Rampant crime sprees.
I needed to feel alive, not crushed down.
We had a dialogue.
What kind of dialogue?
That's the
Clarifying one.
Would you like to be more specific?
No.
I beat the living shit out of him.
If you two don't mind, I'd love to speak to Vanessa alone for a moment, please. Just the two of us.
Oh, boy.
So did he kill Adam?
My husband is capable of many, many things. Some of them extreme. Harming me is not one of them.
That's true. Harming literally anybody else?
Yeah.
Definitely within his purview.
Yeah.
I get the friggin' blind dudes. Bring on the blind justice.
Isn't that what you want?
Yeah.
Also, I saw them cops eating 2 boxes of that shit.
Now that I'm entirely willing to believe.
Then how come they don't arrest themselves for stealing?
Maybe they should have.
You bought...
Could it have been a scroll?
Yeah, let me see what I can do.
See? See, that's funny. Because you can't see shit.
Hilarious.
Wow.
What you got, Murdoch?
Morning, Sophia. I'm sure you look lovely today.
I'm sure you look lovely today.
Thinking about the consequences of their actions, which I can assure you, having spent a full 5 minutes with Mr. Bradford, he was not.
How'd you know I was Latvian?
Pretty sure you snuck a piece of honey cake for breakfast.
Wow.
It's a blind thing.
Sure.
You're really saying from a philosophical point of view 2 weeks as opposed to probation?
Only you, Murdoch. Arguing philosophy in criminal court arena.
You started it. Thank you. See, I knew you believed in redemption.
No, I don't. I don't. But I do hope he appreciates you.
Thank you.
Why does Charlie Cox have chemistry with everyone?
Yeah, he's just brilliant.
He's not even looking at anybody.
I love him. Yeah. I loved that scene.
Yeah, it was great.
It's so, like, silly, kind of, but, like...
But also, it's such a great, like, encapsulation of how this is their day-to-day job.
Yeah.
Like, they've got to find a way to get through it.
My father wore this badge. My brother wears this badge. 4 of my fucking cousins wear this badge.
Are they also all corrupt?
Probably.
And I don't know nothing about nothing to do with what happened to Hector Ayala.
Okay.
Not to mention some of my more excitable colleagues on the force.
Only you'd have to bring a few more than the last time we met, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Remember when I kicked your ass?
Only I'll beat the shit out of you again.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
International diplomacy.
I love her.
A complete structural overhaul.
That's not an option.
A total transformation. I told the people of the city I was going to come out of the gate strong. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah. Sir.
I hear you saying that my plan is improbable.
What plan?
And we can't get their approval until we ask the public advocate to put it on the docket.
That's the first step.
Yes, sir.
Let's take that step.
Wow, he really knows what he's doing.
This is why everyone hates government.
Yeah. And I get it.
Hey, this is a problem and we need to fix it. Can we fix it? No, we have to talk about fixing it first.
Yeah.
And all that stuff's all necessary, but...
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of it.
The other bosses will continue to create havoc until one of them ascends or they all die.
Okay.
They're willing to spend 5 times more to lock me up than they're willing to spend to feed me. And you come in here and tell me that that's a gift? That I should thank you?
You're right.
It's a great scene.
Mm-hmm.
He's crushing it. From this impeccably acted, very serious scene to this. Wow. They're not together at all.
Is this song about New York?
I don't think so.
Just call the schedulers.
What is she conducting?
I have no idea.
Oh, wow.
It's not these kids. I never want to be the mayor of New York now. This single-handedly makes me never want to be the mayor of anywhere.
Yeah.
Children have such talent.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now for our next one.
No, no,
No, no, no.
No,
Great job. Busy man, many things to do.
The city never sleeps.
Yeah, that's relevant to these, like, 8-year-olds.
That's the funniest Kingpin's ever been. No.
No, actually. Gotta go.
Somebody screwed up.
Leaks happen.
Not in my administration.
Why did BB... Like, she had so much access.
Where am I?
It's the Latvian Cultural Center. It's on your calendar. Latvian Heritage Day.
Where am I?
Yeah. At least they sound good.
Yeah. Their consonants are together.
Yeah.
I completely made a mistake. This entire thing is my fault.
He's gonna respect them for being honest.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you're right. I don't deserve this job. And I never did.
Strong play, Gandolfini.
Whatever happens to me, I'll do whatever I can from afar to support you and your mayorship.
She's like, damn.
I'm not gonna fire you.
I'll pack my things right away.
I said I'm not gonna fire you.
She's like, wait, people don't apologize.
Yeah.
Loyalty and courage. 2 qualities that are not easily replicated.
Sir, I don't deserve to.
Daniel, just shut up.
In the fullness of time, you'll make a better man.
That's great.
Loud and clear. It'll never happen again.
That scene was so goddamn good.
Everything is just bangers after bangers.
Well,
like,
it's the way you build genuine loyalty.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Second chance, but it's second chance because you were honest, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I really like the show.
Yeah. It's been fantastic.
Yeah. That scene was good.
Like, I feel like I am hanging on every word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, shit.
That's a neat trick.
Little liquor bottle echolocation. Matthew Mercer.
Huh?
Matthew Mercer. You didn't bring gloves?
Different Matt.
Matthew... No.
Yeah. I
I didn't catch it at all.
Yeah, no, I was like, are you sure about that?
Matthew Murdoch.
So close.
Their last names don't start with Mur. It's not fair.
Yeah.
I wonder if Mercer's ever voiced Murdoch for anything. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
This building looks like everywhere auditions are held in New York City.
Mm.
I know you're in.
What the fuck? Oh shit.
God damn it. Hey, Ben, good?
Yeah, great.
Guess whose logo I found on the bullet casing? I'm gonna come back another day, Frank. Maybe catch you at a better time.
You come at me with that horse shit about saving lives. How about that friend of yours? You save his life.
Frank.
You hate yourself. He's eating you up because you ain't done a goddamn thing about it.
Oh, God damn it. God damn you.
Ah, fuck. Oh, no, I smacked a man. Oh, no.
Kindest, purest soul I ever met. And guys like you and me, we could work a lifetime and never measure up to his decency.
Good job emotionally traumatizing each other. Friends.
Yeah.
Damn, that was awesome. He's so good as Frank. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Kidnapped.
Maybe he needed a Heimlich and there was no one to give it. I'm excellent at the Heimlich.
Oh, yeah? Well, I am sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. You know, whatever.
You're doing great. Doing great, bud.
I can tell you pretty much anything you want to know.
Nice.
I just have to kill you.
I can't imagine you not being here.
Good answer.
Damn. Okay.
Matthew Murdoch.
Strong move. He's got a way with
I didn't know
words.
he'd given her a key.
Yeah.
I was like, did she break in? Because she was worried about it. It's us. You're asleep and I'm still awake, tussling with the universe.
Gotta have a variety, you know.
Just checking to make sure my helmets are still there.
Yeah, just checking on him. You know, just checking in.
Ooh, that looks fucking delicious.
Looks like everything I hate.
Yeah.
I was told forgiveness is the highest form of love.
Is that Adam?
Would you agree with that, Adam?
This poor guy.
What a fucking reveal!
That's almost worse than him killing him.
Oh my god, I thought that was the end of the episode.
Yeah, so did I. Oh no, we're back with whatever this is. Okay.
Yeah, he's not throwing people in front of trains. I feel like I should recognize that mask, and I do not.
Yeah, I have no idea. Damn, wow, okay.
Fisk. I love the idea that Fisk is like eating dinner with Vanessa and then going down to eat dinner
Have
with
another
the
dinner.
affair, and that second dinner is a full plate of penne alla vodka with 4 full sausage legs.
Yeah.
He's not cutting, he's bulking.
Yeah, truly.
Stay true to the bulk.
Yeah, I do love that he has his whiskey before his wine.
Yeah. That sounds like a very me thing to do. Whiskey first. No, that's what I do. I do like a whiskey cocktail with the appetizer and then like wine with dinner. That's typical.
Sure. I mean, yeah, they had no food on the table. It's so weird because that conversation felt like, you know, like 11 p.m. before bedtime conversation, and then he went downstairs and had dinner, and I was like, damn.
Well, and a full 4 sausage links, and that's a big ass plate. That's a lot of food. And I used to work at an all-you-can-eat pasta restaurant, and I'm like, that's a lot of food.
Yeah. No, he's got to keep up his strength because he's got hopes and dreams. He's going to change the harbor.
He's going to change Red Hook.
Going to make it real pretty like.
Yeah.
He has absolutely no concept of how that might even begin to happen.
And
He's
it wouldn't be done by the time he's done being mayor.
Yeah, he's just like, I want to do this. And she's like, okay, but like how though? And he's like,
But
I
have you
don't care.
heard of,
You'll figure it out.
Money?
Money. We're going to change it with money. And she's
Yeah.
like, ah.
Well, no, the problem is getting funding for all that. Yeah. That project would be big enough. Like, you'd need New Jersey on board. The federal government would be involved. It would just be a lot of things. Wild. The scene with guy who was on trial for petty larceny.
Yeah.
Just so good, and like continuing the show's ongoing critique of the systems of particularly New York City politics and policing.
Yeah.
But I just love him being like, I paid for it last week. That's not gonna work, but
yeah,
I appreciate the attempt.
Yeah,
appreciate the attempt.
Yeah,
that
one I was like, no, there's nothing there for you. But
I thought that was gonna end up being true for a second, and then
too,
I was like,
no,
there's no way.
No. He was just...
no bodega in New York City is gonna let you give them money,
prepay,
and then you can walk in and walk out with food later. That would be impossible to keep track of.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. Too many humans coming in and out. But yeah, this whole episode was just like banger scenes back to back.
Yeah, incredibly acted.
Like,
just so incredibly acted, and not one action scene.
No, but I still felt like I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, but it's like the tension of him with the cop, right? And the badge scene. I thought the badge scene was great. Yep. That was fantastic. Also, him realizing that cop was not involved in Hector's death.
Yeah.
Sick. Love that scene. Love the scene with the little girl. She was so good.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love Daniel. He's
great.
Interesting character.
Yeah.
Because his understanding of what Fisk wants and what he sees of what Fisk is doing, I am also on board with. Like, I am down with a politician doing what Fisk is doing. Now, I don't know what is about what behind Kingpin's bullshit, right? But, like, if I was working for a guy and he's like getting out of the car when his advisor told him not to get involved in pothole cleanup, or has this vision for the Red Hook port
and like union busting. Yeah, fuck those unions.
Here's the thing though, the union busting thing is deeply complicated. It is deeply complicated because the argument, and look, I'm in 4 unions. Before anyone thinks that I'm doing anything, I'm in 4 unions. I'm pro-union 100% of the way. There are ways in which unions are going to have to come to terms with technology changing and doing things the way that they're doing in factories that are becoming too run down because we can't fix them up because the rules are getting in the way, is going to hurt American jobs long term. Like, there are ways in which being so steadfastly pro keeping things the way the union has been doing them forever hurts the union long term.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it should be that like the unions are up to date with the times, like in a perfect world, obviously.
But that's really hard to do, right? Like, one of the things that happened, I only want to speak from my personal experience, but one of the things that I experienced being a member of Actors Equity is that our health insurance program had never changed. It hadn't updated. It's been the same for so long. Mm-hmm. And because of that, when COVID hit, it wasn't protected against us not working.
Yep.
And the equity health program that was the backbone of the union, the reason why you joined the union for a lot of young actors was because you finally got health insurance. I lived in New York for 7 years without health insurance before I got union insurance. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
But in COVID, it got destroyed. And now the health insurance program sucks.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's so much worse than what I had access to.
Yeah.
And there was no, like, there's just nothing to be done about that.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that was sort of this, like, steadfast, like, it has to be this way for so long. And the lack of adaptability became a problem, right? It kind of destroyed it. And Broadway and, like, regional theater acting is in a worse off place because that happened.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't mean that I don't support the union. I do. I give them my dues. I'm not even auditioning in the States, and I still pay dues to SAG-AFTRA and Actors Equity every 6 months.
Yeah.
But there's a reality to being able to work with what's happening. And to view any attempt, one of the things that I think hurts union negotiations, and I've been at these tables, or not at the tables, but I've been in, voting on these things, is that there is any attempt to change anything is anti-union.
Yeah.
As opposed to what I think is the stronger move, which is let's do that. Let's add in this new recyclable program, but make sure that those are union jobs.
Yeah.
Right? Let's expand the union into those spaces. And when I've seen SAG-AFTRA do that, when I've seen like SAG-AFTRA expanding into influencer stuff is a stronger move to me than saying that we should just not have influencer jobs. Like, that's not going to happen. There's going to be influencer jobs. Why not move into that space as opposed to be like, well, that's not what we do, and we're just going to do this one thing forever.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that the union strengthens when it opens its arms to people instead of when it cuts people off.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
It is one of those one of the weird things that I feel like I don't really know. I don't feel like I have a good grasp on is what Fisk like campaigned on as a plan and why he won, other than him being like kind of like anti-vigilante. That seems like the only like very clear, like, I'm gonna get stuff done and I'm anti-vigilante and is kind of like all that I know about what his policies are and what he's like promised to the people. So I
know he's also pro-cop.
Yeah, I mean,
but you've got
those and anti-vigilante go.
This is a little, well, not necessarily. You could be pro both, right? You could think that vigilantism and cops should work together. Like that's a different ideology that he doesn't have, obviously. I think that this is an interesting show, particularly if you follow New York City politics, because Eric Adams, who is the current mayor of New York City and also a criminal, allegedly has done a lot of corrupt shit, and maybe is like doing ongoing corruption. Go read it about yourself. It's wild. He might get indicted. There's
we're just like electing criminals left, right, and center.
Well, the birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, clearly. Damn.
And so the Eric Adams's ascension to New York City mayor was partially due to the fact that there were rising crime feelings that maybe didn't line up with the reality of crime in New York City.
Like, people thought there was more crime than there actually was?
People feel less safe, despite the fact that crime is going down by every metric that we have. But people, partially because of the way that the news covers crime, and how it's always the worst thing ever.
Yeah,
people, we live in this weird time where there's significantly less crime in major cities now than there was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But by like every kind of feelings poll that we put out there, people think that crime is in a really bad place.
You know what I think it is? And this is like purely like, this is the first time I'm hearing of this. My immediate thought is because we are so heavily influenced by the social media climate, which is incredibly volatile and aggressive at the moment. And so if you're kind of on edge, even in the safety of your own home, because you're online and you're fighting with people and you feel like your opinions are invalidated and that kind of thing, I feel like it has to do with our constant being plugged into a space that is kind of toxic, unhealthy, and like violent in its own way.
100%.
And that translates to when you leave your door, you are still plugged into those things, but you don't have the safety of your four walls.
Yeah, and so as a response to the last mayor being a very I would say like publicly open-hearted individual.
Okay.
Who
is that I don't, doesn't matter.
I can't remember his name. Bill de Blasio.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was the guy who has the brother who's the reporter, or not reporter, but news.
Cuomo?
That one.
No, he was governor of New York.
Oh.
Of the state of New York.
Oh.
Yeah, so New York State.
Why are they New York and New York should not be both called New York.
Okay, but there's so many states where that is a thing.
I know, it's fine. It's fine.
So then what? This is. I will get back to why this is relevant to the show.
Yeah.
So when Bill de Blasio, who ran on not closing hospitals, and then there's no major hospitals below 14th Street. That's a whole other thing. When Bill de Blasio, who was a very like far left Democrat, was leaving office, things weren't great. People were unhappy, but they weren't going to go full Republican because it's New York City.
It's New York, yeah.
And so Eric Adams, who was a very pro-cop Democrat, stepped into this feeling of violence that isn't reflected in crime stats, but is real because people feel like it's real.
Yeah.
And he won. And so this show having a New York City mayor who's very pro-cop in this like feeling of violence, it really reflects real life New York City right now
Yeah.
in a way that is almost on the nose.
But in a way...
But it's very real, right?
But also, in a way, correct me if I am wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know when this was filmed and when that person was elected.
This was filmed in 2023, so this would have been around then.
Okay, so it could be intentional.
I think it's definitely intentional.
Okay, because I was like, it is possible that this was filmed earlier than this happening, and that like
this was all around the same time.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, I was like, damn, that's crazy. If they like, if real life like followed.
But I also think
that they brought to life.
Kingpin is in the show is very obviously leaning into some tropes of Trump's first term.
For sure.
And Eric Adams and Trump are. The reason why people are investigating him for corruption is Donald Trump. So, like, there is this element of, allegedly, I'm not saying that he's guilty of anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he's being investigated for being corrupt for Trump. And probably. Or I've gotten that completely wrong. I don't think I do. But just to, like, save my ass legally, other people are doing this. And I'm a fucking idiot in Canada, okay? Calm down. Go read about it yourself. Do your own research,
Like,
form your own
this is not
opinion.
a news video.
No. But it is important because the show is clearly, I think, alluding to real world events.
Yeah.
In a way that sometimes I'm like, fuck, this is like a wild drama. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's a superhero show. I keep forgetting that this doesn't take place in the real world, even though the show feels like they're like, we're just gonna fucking do real shit. Daredevil, he's gonna be in episode 10. Right now, we're talking about how black people are disproportionately victimized by the police in New York City.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about how
the systems are fucking busted.
Yeah.
And the line of like, which is obviously on the nose, but I think with this kind of thing, you have to be. The line of they're willing to spend 5 times more to, throw me in jail than they are to feed me.
It's
like,
so
it's
real.
so real and fucking tragic. People are so horny for punishment. It's so weird. They're like, yeah, people do wrong shit. Well, we just gotta fuck them over. And I've never really understood that mentality. I don't relate too strongly to the concept of revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never like tried to fuck someone over because they upset me in any way. And I just find the whole thing to be baffling.
Well, and it's why, like, I have such a big problem with some conservative ideas about the world.
Yeah.
Because we, we spend so much money I don't live there anymore, but the United States spends so much money on people being housed in private prisons, right? And there are these companies that are making billions and billions of dollars off of government, which is taxpayer dollars, right?
Yep.
That money is billions of dollars that people are willing to spend because it's punitive. But if you were to try and say, like, hey, we're going to take some of that money from private prisons and we're going to put that into having better shelters available in cities, or having better subsidies for housing, or, better jobs programs to keep people employed. People are like, well, that's social wealth. That's socialism.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you're already...
The money is already being spent.
Yes, and that's my problem with the ideas that, like, that the Republican Party puts forward is they're like, well, we don't want to give people handouts. And I'm like, yeah, but the government is still intaking that money and spending it on something.
You're just allocating
spending it on punishment.
Yeah.
And so you're willing, so there are all these taxpayers who are willing to give the government money to be cruel, but they're not willing to give the government money to improve their own community.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that's where the, like, well, that's socialism. I'm like, but you're already doing something with that money.
Yeah, you're already giving it. You're already
Why not just spend
taxes.
it on people not being... And look, I get it. The private prisons who are lobbying billions and billions of dollars to Congress, they want Congress people to keep taking their cash so that they can keep people in prison. But that doesn't make the world better. It just makes a few people richer and a bunch of people who, some of them have committed crimes, but sometimes it's fucking fiddle faddle. Like, it's funny they named it fiddle faddle, right? It's like literally, it's nothing. The company that made that caramel corn cost them like $6. He stole $6 worth of caramel corn, and some fucking CEO of these private prison companies, and obviously Rikers is not private,
is making $30 million a year.
And it gets into the idea, every time they're like, well, that's socialism. I'm like, so you would just rather spend billions of dollars giving private prison CEOs cash? That how is that not socialism?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like, somebody's getting a handout. You're just not calling it a handout because they have a title.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still just a handout.
Yep.
And, like, if you want to give the government less money, that isn't a handout, right?
That's its own
But as
thing,
long
yeah.
as we're continuing to give the government money, and they're going to continue to put it in people's pockets so that they can do shit that makes other people's lives worse, you're just doing bad socialism.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not a socialist. You're just really bad at it. Because even if you hope that trickles down to the rest of the economy, that's still a handout from the government to the economy. That's not capitalism. And people pretend that it is, and it isn't. It is bad socialism.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy, the arguments that people make for why it's okay. And I don't know.
Oh yeah, I have never heard an argument for it that I think has any fucking grounds.
Before we get out of here, I want to talk about Frank really quick.
Yeah.
That scene was rad.
Yeah.
John Bernthal is so good as this character.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to get to watch Daredevil and Punisher in a room talking about their feelings.
I know. It was so like, bro, but it was also like they were like crying, and I was like, damn, that like I got a little misty eyed. I was like a bit choked up. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And like, you know, listening to Matt talk about Foggy in that way, because he hasn't really had that chance.
The thing is, he can't.
We've acknowledged Foggy, but we haven't really talked about it.
And here, the thing I think is so fascinating about it is that Frank is one of the few characters in this universe that Matt can actually have an honest conversation about this with.
And that has any kind of understanding.
Because how does he explain why he felt guilty about it to anybody else?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just think it was the perfect time to bring Frank in. It was the perfect sort of like, it's not exactly mid-season, but like near mid-season moment to like let this dam break a little bit.
Yeah.
And really lean into like, the show is about, if you put up the cowl, why would a man like Matt Murdock, fucking hell, why would a man like Matt Murdock put it back on? Mm-hmm. Like, genuinely, why would he put it back on? And I think that by having the show be such a slow burn, it can't be a coming of age. It can't be a like hero's journey story, because we've done that with this character, with this actor on Netflix, and it's fucking great, right?
Yeah.
And so the show has to be about something that isn't just Matt beating people up every week.
Yeah.
And so they're like, why? The entire show is, why is he going to be Daredevil? And on the flip side, why is the Kingpin going to be the Kingpin again?
Yeah.
Because he's still doing evil shit, because he has Adam locked in his basement. He has a man
in his basement. A man who, like, maybe didn't do anything wrong. I'm not familiar enough with the character to know. Obviously, he was kind of...
All he did was fuck his wife.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if, like, maybe he was involved in business.
I mean, it sounds like he wasn't, because he wasn't from Kingpin's world.
Exactly.
So I think he was literally, like, a fucking sketch artist.
Yeah. Vanessa was like, let's bang, and now he's locked in a cage in the basement.
Good with his fingers.
He's a Twitch mod.
He's a Twitch.
Yeah, he mods
we found
for
Kingpin's Twitch mod. That's so dark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think that framing the show around why these characters are going to do something we know they're going to do is surprisingly successful and just brilliantly written and acted across the entirety of the show.
Yeah, it's fucking...
Sorry we got very political today, but I don't know how you could...
That's what this show... how can you really talk about this show any deeper than surface level without getting political? Like genuinely.
Yeah.
No, it was a good chat. I'm really loving the show.
It's brilliant.
Having such a good time.
It is such a genius continuation of the Netflix show, too.
Yeah.
Because it's not just who is the next person that Matt fights, and I really appreciate that it's not that. I don't think I would be as into it if it was just a sequel. Because the end of season 3 of Daredevil is basically a perfect encapsulation of what Matt's journey across those 3 seasons was.
Yeah.
And to just do another season of that, I don't know that it would have worked in the way that this show is like, that happened. Matt went through something. Why would he ever go back to that, given what happened? And I think that from every top down, this show is doing such a wonderful job of setting up why for me, and I'm so into it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Damn. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below, because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is
the actress of
the niece,
Hector's niece.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant performance.
Like that scene was short but like powerful, and God, she crushed it.
Yeah, really good stuff. If you want to follow us on the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
Do something nerdy tonight.
Bye.
Bye.